Hello, everybody. Today we're going to celebrate some fantastic albums that are marking their 50th anniversary this year. Albums from the year 1971. So I'm going to give a bunch of nods to some quality albums, and then we're going to finish this off with my own personal top 10 list from that year. So first, in the prog rock category, we have the Moody Blues. Every good boy deserves favor. It had the hit "The Story in Your Eyes." There's two Yes albums that came out, both really good. "Fragile" and the Yes album. "Fragile" had "Roundabout" and "Long Distance Runaround," "Heart of the Sunrise," and the Yes album had "I've Seen All Good People," "Starship Trooper," "Yours Is No Disgrace," "Perpetual Change." Really, really good classic prog rock. And although this next band is not prog rock, I'm throwing it on this chapter, and that is Traffic's "Low Spark of High Heel Boys," another album that's celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. In the soul and R&B and funk category, we've got Shaft, the soundtrack, Isaac Hayes, the classic tune. It had a big hit single with it, and the whole soundtrack is his music. The movie made a lot of money for a low-budget picture. Detective John Shaft, who is the man who would risk his life for a brother man? Can you dig it? Great song, John Shaft. Bill Withers made his debut with "Just As I Am," a good record that had "Ain't No Sunshine," really, really outstanding song. And also the Stylistics, Philly's own, Philly Soul, great opening debut album for them. And Sly and the Family Stone added their brand of funk and soul with "There's a Riot Going On," with the hit songs "Family Affair" and "Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again." In the classic rock genre, you've got John Lennon's classic "Imagine," Paul McCartney, Paul and Linda McCartney, I should say, Ram with "Another Day," and Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey, both hit singles. David Bowie's "Hunky Dory," Van Morrison, "Tupelo Honey," one of the great love songs, and "Wild Nights" also on that record. Others to release albums that year that just missed my list would be Nilsson Schmilsson, Harry Nilsson's collection of songs, very strong. John Prine, his debut album, one of my personal favorite singer-songwriters. I didn't realize until the last 10 years how great this guy was, but this album here is wall-to-wall greatness. Graham Nash ventured out and did a solo album called "Songs for Beginners." Very, very good. And James Taylor's "Mudslide Slim and the Blue Horizon." It's got "You Can Close Your Eyes," "You've Got a Friend," and "Long Ago and Far Away." So JT, one of the great singer-songwriters of the early 70s. Other smash albums that year that didn't quite make my top 10. Don McLean's "American Pie," probably the biggest single of the year. Came out late 71. It really flourished in the early part of 72, but it was a monster. It also had the song "Vincent," about Vincent van Gogh, which is a beautifully written song and performed. Pearl, Janis Joplin's swan song. Me and Bobby McGee on that. T-Rex, "Electric Warrior," "Get It On," "Bang a Gong," great song. Pretty good album, too. And Rod Stewart had a big album with "Every Picture Tells a Story." The classic song "Maggie May" is on there. Some live albums, you've got "Concert for Bangladesh," George Harrison, with guest stars Eric Clapton, Bob Dylan, a cast of thousands. A good album. Of course, the best live album that year is the Allman Brothers at Fillmore East. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young did "Four-Way Street." And Elton John had an album early in his career called 11-17-70. Four more that I really need to acknowledge turning 50 this year are Faces, a nod is as good as a wink to a blind horse. A big hit from that was Stay With Me with Rod Stewart on lead vocals. Straight Up by Badfinger with one of my favorite pop tunes of the 70s, and that's Day After Day. Space and Time, 10 Years After, with another killer track, I'd Love to Change the World. And the last one will be Little Feat's debut album. Came out in 71. So all of those are turning 50 as well. I thought it was important to recognize albums that weren't in my top 10, but were still major releases that year. So here we go. Top 10. This is my own personal top 10. Not necessarily the best or Rolling Stones' best. This is my best. This is the stuff that I like the best and listen to the most. So we're going to kick it off at number 10. Elton John, Madman Across the Water. Great album. I think this was the first Elton John album I had. I still have it on vinyl, but I'm showing CDs today. You've got Tiny Dancer, Levon, Madman Across the Water, and some deeper cuts like All the Nasties, Rotten Peaches, Holiday Inn, Indian Sunset, Razorface. Great album. Number 10, Elton John. Number 9, little harder edge stuff, Aqualung from Jethro Tull. Love this album. The title track, Cross-Eyed Mary, Hymn 43, Locomotive Breath, on and on. This is a unique band. Nobody else sounds like them. Ian Anderson, flute. I mean, they give you some different stuff that is not in a lot of rock and roll, and a great band as well. Jethro Tull, Aqualung, number 9. Number 8, the last album with Jim Morrison, The Doors, L.A. Woman. What can you say? It's got 3 absolute stone cold classics. You got Love Her Madly, Riders on the Storm, and the title track, L.A. Woman. And others as well, but those 3 in particular set it apart. Probably my favorite Doors album. They had some that you could argue with their first one, and Strange Days, but I like this one the best. That's number 8. Number 7, Cat Stevens, Teaser and the Firecat. Classic singer-songwriter stuff. Every song on this album is great in my book, all the way through. He had hits on here like Peace Train and Morning is Broken, Moonshadow, but some of the lesser-known songs are equally good. The Wind, Changes 4, How Can I Tell You, If I Laugh, Tuesday's Dead, Bitter Blue, Ruby Love. Great album from Cat. Number 7. Number 6, The Rolling Stones. The print is small. I'm pulling out the glasses, but on here you've got Brown Sugar, Sway, Wild Horses, Can't You Hear Me Knocking, Bitch, Sister Morphine, Dead Flowers, Moonlight Mile. Great album from the Stones. Number 5, the top 5. You got Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. This is an album that reflected the times. Very artistic job by Marvin here. Mercy, Mercy Me, Inner City Blues, What's Going On. This brings the Vietnam War into play, poverty, violence in the streets, racism, the whole 9 yards. Brilliant album, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On at number 5. Number 4, Grammy winner, Carole King, Tapestry. Love this album. I Feel the Earth Move, So Far Away, It's Too Late, on and on. Beautiful, which they did a play on. You've Got a Friend, her song. James Taylor had a hit with it, but she wrote it. Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, which she wrote for the Shirelles. Smackwater Jack, Tapestry, just You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, which was written early in her career. And Aretha Franklin had a beautiful rendition of it. Carole King. Number 4, Tapestry. 3, Joni Mitchell, Blue. Unbelievable. Probably the best written song of all of the, best written album of all of the ones I'm mentioning. Very personal stuff. All I Want, My Old Man, Little Green, Carrie, Blue, California, This Flight Tonight, River, A Case of You, and The Last Time I Saw Richard. Unbelievable. A Case of You. You can't write a better song than that, in my opinion, but this is just killer material. So this is her high mark as a songwriter in my book. The best. 2, Led Zeppelin. 4, the epitome of classic rock. Black Dog, Rock and Roll, Battle of Evermore, Stairway to Heaven, probably the song of the 70s, at least the most overplayed, but still, you hear it today and it brings back memories. Misty Mountain Hop, 4 Sticks, Going to California, which is a acoustic number, and When the Levee Breaks. 8 songs, all classic rock staples. Led Zeppelin 2, or Led Zeppelin 4, my second favorite. Best song, best album of 1971 for me, The Who. Who's Next? And I always say this when I talk about this album. I'm not a big Who fan, but this album is perfect. Baba O'Reilly, Bargain, My Wife, The Song Is Over, Getting in Tune, Going Mobile, Behind Blue Eyes, Won't Get Fooled Again. Come on. It has anthems. It's got the great windmill stuff from Townsend. Great vocals from Daltrey. Keith Moon and Gear. Entwistle. The whole 9 yards. This is dominant stuff. Album of the year, 1971. You can argue it, but I ain't listening. There you go. That's my list. 1971, 50 years of fantastic music. People, please leave your comments below. Put your own list, your own top 10. Argue, disagree, support, whatever you want to do. I'm here. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.